Good afternoon, my sweet friends. Welcome back to Peaceful Bird Gardens. I'm sitting in the back food forest area because I wanted to talk to you today about one of my favorite annuals to grow, and that's nasturtiums. I believe the scientific name is Tropalum majus, and there's other scientific names for different species of nasturtium. There's actually 80 plants, I want to say, or 80 species in the genus. I'm not specifically sure which one I'm growing, but it's tasty, and that's all that matters to me. Nasturtiums are in the Brassica or Brassicaceae family. They are related to broccoli, mustard, cauliflower, collard greens. What are those little round ones that I used to hate when I was a kid? Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are also related to Brussels sprouts. I think I just heard a snake. So it is a wildlife habitat. Nasturtiums, you can eat the whole plant from my understanding. We eat mostly the leaves. You can eat the flowers, but I always feel bad eating the flowers because they're just so pretty. I mean, look at these guys. I'll show a close-up of these flowers, but nasturtium flowers are absolutely gorgeous. And the bees really, really love nasturtium flowers, especially the big carpenter bees. So I don't generally eat the flowers because they're just too pretty. But the leaves are actually wonderful to eat, and you can also eat the seeds. And if I can find some seeds, yep, there's a seed here that's ready to go. I will show you what those taste like. I wouldn't eat them when they're dry and hard, obviously, but you can eat them when they're green like this. Now, we don't plant nasturtium anymore. I planted a bunch of nasturtium in the back food forest area. I want to say maybe the first and second year that we started the system. But now they just plant themselves because they just drop these very large seeds pretty much everywhere. And so now they just pop up, and I just wait to see where they're going to be and whether or not I need to remove them from a certain space. This year I didn't do as good a job at that, and they just kind of took over, and I'll show some footage of that. But they're absolutely beautiful plants. They do not grow here in the summertime for me. I have heard people say, oh, you can grow nasturtiums here in Florida all through the year, and that has not been my experience. We start seeing them show up about October timeframe. We start getting little sprouts. They grow pretty prolifically throughout the winter and then into spring. And I want to say, so it's springtime now, it's late March. These will go until May, hopefully. But then once it hits the heat, the hot part of the summertime, they'll be gone. And then the cycle starts all over again, and then I'll see them pop up again in October. So what do they taste like? They taste like spicy mustard or horseradishy kind of a taste. I think they're wonderful because they're perfectly sandwich sized. The leaves, they're like perfectly little, depending on the size or depending on the variety. We have a kind of a bush variety of nasturtium, and then I have a trailing, vining type of nasturtium that loves to just take over. And depending on which type you have, in my experience, that's the size of the leaves that you get. The trailing kind have very large, almost dinner plate size leaves. So these are just perfectly sandwich sized, and that's what I use them for. I like to put them on my like tomato sandwiches. These are wonderful in tomato sandwiches if you like that kind of thing. So I'm gonna give it a little taste for you. I would eat the newer leaves. The older leaves can be a little tough over time and a little bitter, but the newer leaves are wonderful. And they're spicy, but I think they're very tasty. Mustard, horseradish, that's what they taste like. Zingy, tangy. Those are other descriptors that you could use. All right, I will eat one of these flowers just so I can show you that, you can eat them, but is that gorgeous or what? And we have all different colors. My favorite are the burgundy. I did not get the burgundy so much this year. We got this wonderful Fiesta blend that came up. So there's a lot of yellows and orange and even a hybrid mix of the two, and I'll show some images of that. But you can absolutely eat these flowers. They look really pretty in a salad or on a plate. I want to make sure there's no bugs in there. I am vegan after all. Yep. Not quite as pungent as the leaves, but still that peppery, kind of a spicy taste. In my experience, the seeds are the most potent, so we'll see how this goes. That is a spicy meatball. That's very spicy, but still tasty. A little crunchy nibble that you can put in like a salad for a little crunch or, a little zing or a little spice. So yeah, nasturtiums, zone 10A. You can grow them starting in the fall. They'll grow through the wintertime into spring, and then they're done in May. So you just have gorgeousness that you can eat all through the fall, winter, and spring. So I hope you found this helpful. If you like this kind of content, growing your own food in an urban environment, planting native plants to support wildlife, give us a like, come on the journey with us. We hope to see you again on Peaceful Bird Gardens. Have a lovely afternoon, my sweet friends.